Hey there everybody, it's Mike DeLisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today we're going to be taking a look at Tribes of the Wind, coming from La Boîte de Jeu, and 2 to 5 players, 20 minutes per player. Now I do want to point one thing out right off the bat. This was a game that was brought home in personal luggage from Essen, and so unfortunately the box got a bit bent. Just keep that in mind that, obviously your copy will likely not have that issue. All right, well, let's look here what we have. Pollution has covered the ruins of past civilizations. Only remain the tribes of the wind, flying from tree to tree to clean up the forsaken lands. Play as a guide of one of those tribes and use the back of the cards of your opponents to optimize each of your actions. Reach your goals and make your territory a nice place to live in. 1. Choose your actions according or depending on the cards of your opponents. 2. Unlock unique powers and goals during your progress. 3. Clean up the area around your capital, plant forests, and develop your villages. All right, well, Vincent Dutrait artwork is always going to be something that gets my attention, and it certainly gets my attention here. I absolutely adore this cover. All right, let's take a look inside the box and see what there is to see. Here's our rule book. That's a good start. With our components, illustrated components here, player boards, cards, card holders, some tiles, and some tokens. Okay. Here is our setup of the game, our illustrated setup. It's going to depend upon the number of players. There'll be certain tiles that it looks like you will have in the game or not have depending upon player count. All right, how to play each round starting from the first player and proceeding clockwise. You take your turn. The round ends when all players have played their turns. New round begins and so on until a player triggers the end of the game by building their 5th village. Each turn is divided into 2 phases. 1, take an action, and 2, refill your hand of cards. And so you have 3 different actions you can take. You must take one of these actions. You must either play an element card or place a temple or build a village. And then it goes into more detail about each of those 3 actions, one of which you must take on your turn. Looks like they have some nice examples for each of these, which is always appreciated. All right, building bonuses, and then you'll refill your hand at the end of your turn. You have different guides powers, all right? Each player board features 2 specific requirements known as the guide requirements. And then end of game and final scoring. They also have a 2-player game, a bit of a variant there, things you have to kind of keep in mind, change things up a little bit if you're playing with 2 players instead of 3, 4, or 5. A whole bunch of bags here. Here are our card holders, which are pretty substantial, actually. I'm kind of surprised at how large those are. Those are nice. They seem to... Hopefully the card... it looks like it's a deep enough card well there that they will actually work as intended and not fall over the weight of the cards. That's an issue I found in some card holders. Let's take a look at the wooden bits. We've got some custom wooden pieces. I don't know what these represent because I haven't played the game, but they're cool looking. All right, looks like those are Wind Rider markers. I've got the rule book here, I can tell me. The Wind Rider markers there. Then we've got our temple markers. Let's take a look at the temple markers. Those are nice, our nice temple markers there. Then we've got finally, our village markers. So we'll take a look at those. There are our village markers. All right. We'll look at the cards last because there are a lot of those, and that'll show off some of the fun Vincent Dutrait art. All right, so our cardboard tokens are very simple. I mean, there's not a whole lot here, although they're relatively thick. These are the water tokens there, okay? You could probably bling those out if you wanted to with some kind of resin water markers or what have you. Here we've got pollution tokens. I'm sure you can do different things to represent those if you wanted to upgrade those. Maybe you don't find it necessary. We've got our tiles here, all right, which are double-sided. These are good quality tiles. All right, I'll just kind of show you those off. All righty. And then we've got player boards, and that's it. All right. Very nice looking, vibrant, dual-sided player boards. Assuming you're placing your tiles there, that would certainly make the most sense. All right. And there are one of those for every player. Different artwork on each representing, I assume, the different players. And also it looks like there are different little powers or guide requirements, I think is what they were calling these. So I don't know if that makes the game asymmetric at all. Maybe very slightly asymmetric. I don't know. But there you can see them for yourselves. All right. And then let's finally take a look at the cards because, again, I get the impression that this is primarily a card game. I know that is an assumption, but I think that that's a pretty safe assumption, actually. So let's take a look at those cards as I struggle to get them open. There we go. All right, now, it looks like you're going to be focusing a lot on the back of the cards of your opponents to kind of give you some bit of information. So I did want to show off the back of those. They're very clear what is what. If I'm assuming if there were color issues, color blindness issues, that those symbols would alleviate that. And so I would hope that that would not be an issue. I don't know for sure, but I would certainly hope so. And then you can see the cards themselves, which are fine quality, have very simple iconography on them. At least it appears to be simple. I don't know how good or effective it is. Obviously, without playing it, I couldn't tell you that, but I do think that it doesn't look cluttered, and I, of course, love the art on these cards. I say, of course, I know that art is something that hits different people differently. I think this is gorgeous, gorgeous art. I think that Vincent Dutrait is one of the best, not just board game artists that I've come across, but artists in general. I just really, this art kind of speaks to me and has for many years, his art. All right, one more deck of cards. The backs, these are the, I guess, guide cards, perhaps, yeah. All right, just again, so you're seeing the backs of those. And then more of these yellow cards, the wind card, it looks like. Then we've got, I'm not sure, these are maybe, I don't know if these are goal cards or objective cards of some type, perhaps. Things you're trying to accomplish on your player board would be my guess. That's, again, only a guess. All right. And the different guides with their different cards as well. All right. Well, I think it is a beautiful looking game. Hopefully it is a beautiful playing game, but only time will tell. That is Tribes of the Wind. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.